Okay, let me read what I started on change.org. It says, "Write responsibly, a call to international media to practice responsible journalism." Filipinos in the Philippines and abroad are waging a war against drugs, poverty, criminality, monopolies, and abuse of power in our oligarchy, which lead to graft and corruption, and the exodus of around 10 million Filipinos to work abroad. Do not derail our efforts to effect change that impacts the generations of Filipinos yet to come. Writing headlines that focus only on the alleged atrocities our present government commits yet to be proven, and not taking into account both sides of our present narrative as a country and as a people, robs us of our hope to rise from our problems. We are breaking away from the chains of oligarchy, from the past pains of martial law under the Marcos regime in the past, from decades of dependence on foreign help, and we are claiming back our sense of honor, finding our courage to fight for our children's future. Yet you do not find these values worthy of space in your pages. Why don't you write more about this present government sending a group to Cuba to study Cuba's health system in the hopes that we can implement the same in the Philippines to better address the needs of our people? Like the signing of the ceasefire between the Philippine government and the Maoist rebels in the bid to end one of Asia's longest-running insurgency problems. The freedom given to a Norwegian hostage by the Abu Sayyaf for a year, while others who were with him were beheaded. All these and more happened during this presidency, this current presidency too. But most of all, write also about the fact that Filipinos in the Philippines and abroad are tuned in on social media, in conversations in homes, cafes, and in social gatherings about what is going on in our country. We are engaged and we are each doing our small parts in our own governance. This is no longer just about our president. This is now a war of people who want to clean up our streets so we can lay down the necessary infrastructure and projects that will ensure that our tourists and our future investors feel safe to visit and invest in the Philippines. By focusing only on headlines about the alleged judicial killings, you are feeding the sharks among our politicians, among our oligarchs, and those in the international arena who seem to draw immense joy in the downfall of this current government, and ultimately in the failure of the Filipino people to rise from the ashes of our decades-old problems. To Time magazine and to all members of the international media, write responsibly, for what you write impacts a whole nation and the generations of Filipinos yet to come. We wish to see this government succeed in its war against drugs and criminality. It's only when it has succeeded to do that can we hope to start the work necessary to revive our agricultural sector and our other industries. We want to see this government end the abusive and rampant practice of contractualization in our business sectors so ordinary Filipinos have a chance at better. Cover both sides of our narrative. Do not rob us of our hope by focusing only on what is alleged. Write more about projects and triumphs that feed our hope. We deserve a fair and just coverage. We are in the middle of a revolution. Do not work against us. Write responsibly. So that's the end of the letter that I started 6 months ago in change.org. Okay, so I just want to lay some perhaps shine some light on how massive is the work that our president and his government has. He has to look after our poor. Many of that are in Mindanao, but while working for our poor people, he also has to think about the 10 million OFWs who mostly also want to come home to a more economically viable country. So he has to make sure that he lays down the ground for those people while also addressing the problems in the country. But while doing that, look at the forces that he has to go against. An oligarch system, an oligarch gang, so to speak, that has money, influence, that goes beyond, way outside our country. He has to deal with local media who refuses to see that, you know what, campaign time is over. He is the president. Whatever you do to him, whatever you write to him, is kind of an affront, affront to the Filipino people, because he represents us. And he also has to deal with the international media and international organizations, who have been fed by misinformation from our local media. So those are the things he has to go up against, and that is why many of us here have taken it upon ourselves to help each other, to help better inform each other, to help make each other more aware, because there's just so much work to be done. The work is massive, and that's why as you know, the opposition and the enemy has been working since campaign time to bring down this government and to bring down this president. We also have to be massive in our efforts, relentless in our work, so that we effect the changes that we need to do in order to impact in a positive way the generations that are yet to come. That is my hope for our community. And so why are writing letters important? Because you don't know who those letters reach, and you don't know what kind of impact the letters that you're writing are gonna have on certain people who read them. So write them with passion, sign your name, tell why you're doing it, but also call to action. Whatever or whoever are the decision makers that you're writing to, whether it's the UN, the international media, you have to write at the end of it, what is the call to action? Because there's just so much work to be done, and we need to help each other. I want to thank everyone who's been helping, supporting this movement, Rise Filipino. Please share the petition letters. Please share the letter that I wrote to NUJP. It has been sent to them already in their Facebook page. Bye-bye.